Hope you all had a very great weekend, everyone. Let's get on with your Frontier opening bell for Friday, the 25th of October. We're technically heading towards the final sessions of the month. That's wrapping up the first month in the fourth quarter. Then we'll just be left about 60 days, technically or so, for the rest of 2020. Just run through the market. The GSE was up yesterday, 0.55%. The banking and financial services segment of that market took the GSE a much stronger first round, so more than 6.4 million shares traded. Old Mutual, the financial supermarket, also had about 6.8 million ordinary shares of the stock also traded on Thursday. The rand was trading 17.66 on the dollar, better by 0.76%. Resources segment of the GSE brought about 0.8% to the table. Go to the Nairobi stock market, down 0.86% Thursday. To the 115 Osha index down by that margin. In Egypt, it's end of the week Thursday. The market will resume on Sunday, 0.46%, roughly 0.5%. Taking the EGX30, 30,552. The EGX30 has been hanging in and out of the 30,000 for the last couple of weeks. On Thursday still, the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was better by roughly 0.25%. We saw upsides in the shares of Bank of Africa, Senegal, and Bank of Africa, Burkina Faso, as well as Orange Telecom. Those stocks also lifted by part of the upside for the BRVM composite at 265.90. The Nigerian market is now heading towards 100,000. If it can just keep this trajectory up onto the end of the month and into the new month. Perhaps it's going to take a new high before the end of the year. That's 0.25%. The banking sector roared 2.6%. Big gains in some of the biggest banks, Atesco, UBA, and FBN Holdings. Then you look at a few names in the insurance sector. That index was up 0.7%. All right, let's get off the market and go into some of the biggest news that we have on the continent. Let's start from East Africa. Ethiopia have signed a $45 million grant deal with the Green Climate Fund. That announcement came in on Thursday. That's some good news for Ethiopia. Also looking to scale up on its sustainability in that none of the African economy. The BRICS is concluding their summit in Kazan, Russia, hosted by Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, an approval for 11 countries to join as partner nations, not full members, as it were, and that includes 3 African countries, Algeria, Nigeria, as well as Uganda. 8 other countries were also admitted as partner nations. There will be no further full membership until next foreseeable future. There's no deadline on that. And Air Tanzania says it's resuming its Johannesburg flights after 5 years closure. Bon voyage. Sure the best. Open it up. So then Burundi is looking to expand power grid from 2025 with $1.4 billion boosts that the country is looking to invest through the private sector and others as well. That's some good news for this Horn of Africa's struggling economy. Energy is where it all starts from. Let's take that to West Africa, with Nigeria's Central Bank Minister of Finance and others are attending the World Bank IMF annual meetings for this year taking place in Washington, D.C. That's coming to an end this weekend on Sunday. Both of them, the finance minister and the central bank governor, spoke yesterday, including the deputy governor of the central bank, talking about the reserves of the Central Bank of Nigeria, about $40 billion. Total diaspora inflows so far has been north of $50 billion US dollars, according to some figures. And the central bank official says there will be less market intervention, direct intervention, selling dollars directly into the market by the central bank, since the financial regulator will now be allowing the market to determine where the exchange rate goes, naira, dollar. And Nigeria's largest and oldest brewer, Nigerian Breweries PLC, has reported a disappointing 160% jump in its pre-tax loss for the first 9 months of this year. Those numbers came in yesterday, just after Nigerian Breweries completed its 600 billion naira rights offer for existing shareholders just about a week ago. Next door in Benin Republic is now the 7th country to contribute to the AFDB's ADF, that's the African Development Fund, a very special concessionary window put together by the EFDB to support economies across the continent. The last review meeting of the ADF was held in Cotonou, the financial and economic capital of Benin Republic. In Ghana, coconut nut prices surged, threatening business in the Tamale region of the country, which is very rich in that particular agro product. And finally, Ethiopian Airlines has resumed flights to Monrovia in Liberia. Congratulations as well. Let's get on and look into Southern Africa. And the financial markets in Africa are expanding rapidly, at least over the past 7 years. And that's at the fastest pace, according to a new report just released by ABSA, that financial powerhouse headquartered in South Africa. And the euro may dip as much as 10% against the dollar if Donald Trump wins the next election. That's in November. The Goldman Sachs says we should also expect high global tariffs and a whole lot more if Donald Trump returns to the White House. Botswana in Southern Africa is looking to introduce a cleaner fuel by 2025, while Elon Musk's Starlink terminals have sold out in Harare because demand just overshoots through the roof. There's not enough supply, and folks are demanding of more of Elon Musk's Starlink system just to get internet broadband all scaled up in Zimbabwe. And Angola is looking into IMF lending program options. It's part of what the oil-rich Southern African country is considering at the moment. Let's move on to the northern corridor, where the Egypt is and the World Bank and Gafi is discussing Egypt's 2025-2030 foreign direct investment strategy. It's all part of what President Al-Sisi is doing to ensure that things go well for this biggest economy north of the continent. In the meantime, Egypt is looking to localize the manufacturing of pump in cooperation with a private company called Tobasan out of Turkey. In Morocco, the OCP Group, the industrial behemoth, is looking to invest over $14 billion during the 2025-2027 period of the company's operations. That's a major chunk of money on the table into various sectors of operations of the OCP Group. And finally, Air Maroc is looking to end 2024 with 7.5 million passengers through the airline. And of course, we've got a whole lot of taking into the skies in today's edition of Your Frontier Opening Bell. Do have a great weekend. Take to the skies, whatever you're doing this weekend. Do enjoy yourself and have a very profitable day. We'll see you together next week once again.